I'm looking for textures. I'm looking for a convincing feel. I'm looking for detail, and just see what it's like, really. There is a low resolution issue. Now, whether that's because I'm on standard, that may get better, and it may be better on the Pro. It might, yeah, it's alright. This is, oh, nice bit of light coming through the cockpit there. No, this is alright. This is totally fine. Way better than Drive Club. Yeah, way better. Nice. The thing is, it is one-on-one, right? You know, there's limitations of the hardware in it. That's the thing. What they should have done is just made it that you've got your standard PlayStation 4 that you've had for a few years now. If you want something powerful enough to run VR, you have to buy the Pro. You know, they've never worried about backwards compatibility before, and then all of a sudden, you know, they bring out the Pro, and what they should have done is just brought out the Pro with the PlayStation VR and said, look, if you know, the standard is our everyone gaming machine, everyone can play, but if you want VR, right, you're gonna have to buy the Pro. It only works with a Pro. That's what they should have done. Get the other car up behind us. I want to see what the models are like of the car. Here he comes. Oh, it's all there though. Oh, look at the detail inside as well. That is really good. I hope you can see that. That's better than Project Cars 2, the interior. That is better, I tell you. That is really nice. Right, let's see what the car models are like on the car in front. And just try and get a feel for whether they're doing any sort of dynamic resolution. I mean, it looks nice, doesn't it? Hopefully you can see that. But if you got a PlayStation VR, this is just a cherry on top, you know? It's just a cherry on top. And I hope that they release more content for the VR. Yeah, that feels... that's weird. It feels awesome in VR, the bumping. That feels like exactly, look. Yeah, my bumper is touching his. Wow, that is really weird. How real that feels in comparison to the 2D effect. I mean, it is pretty good. It is very good. Yeah, I like that. Oh, now that is a good sign. That is a good sign. The steering wheel in the game is up there, and I was literally going to put my hands on the steering wheel, but my steering wheel is there. That's a beautiful car. It's not my car though, is it? The old traditional Gran Turismo, you really get ownership of the cars because I chose that bonnet, or I know what is in the engine, and I think that this is beautiful. But when you start looking at your own car that you've built, with your own livery on it. Now, I don't know if you can choose from your own home. Oh, you can. Yeah, you can. Garage cars, right. So once... Oh, I've got all of them. Nice one. Once you start tuning your own cars, doing your own livery, and looking around your own car, that's where this will really come into play. Really, really nice. Nice textures. Everything. Look at that texture. Look. Nothing wrong with that at all. Oh, look at the oh God, look at the little wires to the lights. That's awesome. That's outstanding detail, that is. Oh, look at the mesh as well. The mesh covering the lights. God, that is really nice. As I move, look, the man moves as well. Project Cars doesn't do that. That's quite impressive. That's quite impressive. It's literally dictating my head movement and knows what I'm going to do. Look at his little feet. Look. Oh no, the feet aren't. Oh no, they are moving. Yeah, they are moving, but it's very slowly, very delayed. My worry is that not many people are going to play this because you can't do much with this mode. So what will happen is the big bots at Sony will start getting stats through. How many people played VR? How long did they stay in VR? How many people returned to VR? And them numbers won't be very high because there's nothing to do in it. Racing one-on-one with AI, it seems that you can't control the difficulty unless they give you a reason to stay here, i.e. can I race a friend? What's wrong with letting me race a friend in VR? I love this bit. Now look at the ceiling, the roof. I keep saying ceiling. Look at the roof. Look, as the camber goes down. That's what you get with VR. It's awesome. I mean, look at this. Honestly, the car porn here is unbelievable. And I could stand up and look around, but obviously my camera's all set up for sitting here. Look at this. Look, and this is all in VR. It's pretty sweet, isn't it? And the textures is very good. Nicely presented. Really nicely presented. Like, these are off-the-shelf cars, but when you start to get your own cars with your own body kits and your own livery, and you can have a look around your own car, that's when you get that sort of Gran Turismo 1 feeling of, no, this is my car, you know. That's what I love. I love that from the early days, and I haven't really felt that since. Look at that, look. And like I say, you can stand up and have a look around and peep in. Very, very good. It would be nice to be able to just stand here and somehow just press a button and have that rotate. I don't know why it's not rotating. It's obviously on a circle that allows you to rotate. But yeah, I mean, that is full-sized in front of me. It's not like a miniature version. That is literally full-sized. And you've got all the calipers. I mean, look at this, look. It's got a lovely bit of detail. But if there's no reason to keep playing this game, you come in, you race against some poor AI. I mean, look, he's not giving me a challenge. I know I'm behind him, I'm just chatting. There's no option to change AI. Where's the map gone, which is a bit weird? They obviously had a bit of trouble getting the map working in VR. So there's no map, there's no real options. And you can't race against a friend. I mean, look at the road. The road is really, really low resolution. Really low resolution on this particular one. But if you can't play against a friend, how often are you going to come into this game mode? Oh my god, but can you see the resolution on the road is really bad? I mean, you're talking bloody PlayStation 1 there. But not all tracks. This is particularly bad. I'll show you another track in a minute. That's totally fine. But what happens is, if this was Race with a Friend, yeah, I'd have VR race nights. I'd stream in VR. But there's no reason to play this game mode. So it's going to give the wrong impression, I think. Because people aren't going to come back to this. And maybe they will improve it. Maybe they will. Maybe they'll add more game modes. Hopefully. I mean, why can't they have that? One-on-one, not a problem. Why not one friend versus one friend? I don't understand that. Because you could say to your mate, oh, should we race in VR tonight? Yeah, definitely. It'll be fun. You know, you might not do it all the time, but you definitely have a few evenings racing in VR. The fact that it's just AI, no, there's no reason to come back to this, and that's unfair on the game, really. Oh my god, this is awesome. That is really good. Literally, I feel like my head is touching the ceiling. That is brilliant. Now, this track I did earlier on VR, this is totally fine. This hasn't got such a low texture. This is really good. And it's doing a nice little job of conveying the speed to me. The steering wheel is perfect. This is awesome. The car model in front is amazing. No, it is done properly, Oddball. It's just that I don't think I think they're held back, again, without repeating myself. This bloody standard, the one that I'm plugging it into actually, the standard PlayStation is holding development back now. It's just holding it back. Exactly the same as when the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 come out. Games were like, oh yeah, no, we are developing for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 as well, holding it back. Now, you know, you can't move forward all the time. You're trying to develop backwards, and that's what's happening with the Pro. If they had said their little policy of making sure that every game has got to work on both is wrong. You know, if they'd said, look, we've got an awesome game here, but it can only work properly on the Pro, that's fine, do that, you know? It's the standard PlayStation now is holding things back. But I tell you what, for the PlayStation standard, oh, this is really good, actually. And look at the headlights in the mirrors behind me. Nah, this is cool. This is really good. I literally feel like I'm in this car. And the driving is brilliant. Very, very good. And as I say, you know, I've got a nice sort of objective mind with VR. I've got an Oculus Rift. I've got a high-end PC, so I know what VR can do, and I'm willing to give this a few points because of the lack of horsepower behind it. But this particular track, this particular car, oh my god, this is brilliant. Fucking hell, this is exciting. Oh my god, that was the best I've ever took that corner. And all the bodies moving around as well below me. Yeah, very good.